What he do, y'all? What's good? It's your girl Jada Mar, and you are listening to Vegan on the Weekdays with the Z. Today, I just want to talk about the myth. I really want to put like Mythbusters up in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Have the theme song going, Mythbusters. I don't know why. Instead of Mythbusters, I think of Ghostbusters theme song, which would be pretty intriguing. Maybe someone should make a mix for me one day and send it to me. Anyway, um, so today's myth of the day is actually on artificial sweeteners. I'm just gonna get like right into it. So the top three sweeteners, natural sweeteners with extreme quotation marks around it, are sucralose, saccharin, and aspartame. I just want to go ahead and start with sucralose. Sucralose is like one of the most common natural sweeteners there are, and it's also the best news that I do have. So practically, it is around, drum roll please, as your girl looks at her notes because she doesn't like making up shit. Okay, so it is made from table sugar and is attached with a chlorine molecule. Sucralose is 6 times sweeter than sucrose and doesn't break in heat. I was really curious about that because I was like, doesn't break in heat, so like, what exactly does that mean? Like in extreme temperatures? I know my nana, is a diabetic, and when those products first came out, those sweeteners, those artificial sweeteners first came out, like many diabetics and people who have sugar level problems, they went immediately to those products and baking goods and things like that. And so when I heard that it doesn't have a heat, it doesn't break in heat, I was like, it must not break in extreme temperatures because I could have sworn people were like making brownies out of it like immediately. But back to sucralose. Sucralose has not been identified in any health risks like saccharin or aspartame. I'm going to get to that soon, y'all, because I'm pretty sure someone's ears perked up and was like, saccharin or aspartame? Like, what's up in that? And I'm going to tell you, it's not too much good news. But of all the artificial sweeteners, sucralose is your best option of artificial sweeteners. Now, I'm not going to say whether to get sucralose or not. I'm just saying it is 100% your best option if you just have to have an artificial sweetener. Um, Sucralose would be your option. But I am going to tell you about sucralose and why, honestly, you have to just make your own decision that's best for your health. So here is the myth buster of the day. I remember, and I'm an advertising degree, so I can't even say anything about anybody for anything because when I was in school and I was talking to my brothers about this, like, I was just nodding my head at shit. Like, I didn't even realize how fucked up the things that we were going to be doing when we became adults were. Like, what advertising is like fanciful writing and fanciful, like, speech. Like, I can tell you that there's no sugar added in this, but in the natural mind, you would be like, oh, so it's naturally sweetened by fruits. Because most people don't read the back of any fucking label. So you think people are honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, people automatically think the best of other people unless they went through some extreme traumatic experience. And they may not have faith in people, but they have faith in their brands, especially because the label is a little bit brown or the colors are a little bit more human and neutral tone. And I'm like, fuck y'all. They've been training us to do this for a long time, but even I get caught up in the propaganda. I remember I bought my favorite ketchup and I found out that it had no sugar added, and I was on a Daniel fast at the time, so I was really trying to make sure that I didn't have any sugars, I didn't have any special things because I was trying to immerse myself in this spiritual fast, immerse myself in the fast. And even when I was on certain diets, I was trying to like completely lower or take out my sugar intake. And I saw no sugar added. And I was eating the ketchup. And guys, no joke, I was about halfway empty on the ketchup. And I looked at the back and I saw sucralose. And a lot of times, like I said, like me, I'm like, tomatoes are naturally sweet already. Like, I can eat a sliced tomato and I can taste the sweetness. And no, y'all, it's not like that. The thing is about sucralose and about these other sweeteners that I'm going to get into later is that sucralose literally has no type of health benefits to it. Actually, people were starting to get cravings even more, and people who eat diet foods actually were more likely to have diabetes and have obesity. And I just thought that was like so fucking ironic. Like it was so funny. Um it's funny on the outside because it's just like thank God that we have the opportunity to like learn this shit now instead of like our dumbasses going like and like just trying some dumb shit like and not knowing what's going on for years and years. I'll tell you this how you can read on your label because not all sweeteners are made equally and not all sweeteners um, have their exact name on the back of a label. They have changed names. Some of them have changed to amino sweet on the back of the label just because of the FDA exposure of what was going on. People, scientists releasing their work on certain sweeteners, certain foods, and things like that. So at the end of these sugars, artificial sugars, I'm going to tell you how you can read the label on the back. And also just remind you, y'all, it is honestly is not their fault. I don't point a finger at a single person. At the end of the day, who's responsible for you? You. You can point a finger all day at somebody, but as you're pointing a finger at somebody, you also have that burger in your left hand and you're the one feeding yourself. And if you're an adult or a parent, you're the one feeding your family. So it's just like, it sucks that you have to take that extra time to educate yourself. But honestly, that's what I think that's why God had my family make these podcasts for because people don't have the time like they used to. They have extremely hard jobs all over the world that require a lot of their time, or entrepreneurs on the side because they're trying to build generational wealth and leave something behind for their kids. And it's like, what time do you have? Other than maybe the time that you're folding up clothes for your clothing line, other than the time that you have time to make the shea butters for your new hairline, you know what I'm saying? Or even just the time that you have with your children as they're watching their favorite television show, you're probably listening to this podcast right now. And I just want to go ahead and tell you right now, thank you so much for listening to this podcast, not only for me, but really for yourself and taking the time for yourself and your health. And I'm going to do my best in, keeping up with all of this. You know what I'm saying? Keeping up with what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not perfect whatsoever, so some days I be lacking, but I'm going to just keep in mind, I'm going to keep in mind what God put in front of me and also keep in mind the people that He has here in this, whether it's 5 people, 10 people. I don't care. Let's learn this together. So back to the thing. How can you read sucralose on a label? So honestly, sucralose is generally named sucralose on the back. It is found in the back of baking goods, beverages, chewing gums, gelatins, and frozen dairy desserts. Um, Doctors actually advise for people to take Splenda in a very conservative amount, and that's really because although there's no links to any cancer causing things, there has been links to other sweeteners or in that grouping. And just for the best for your safety, they rather you avoid artificial sweeteners. And I know a lot of times for cancer patients as well, they tell them not to take any of those things. So, just thinking like that, if they're telling people who already have an illness and their health is one of the most primal and most important things to keep up while they're going through chemotherapy, just take that into account, for yourself when it's like, okay, if they advise somebody going through such a health transition, that health is most keen and health is most keen all the time, maybe these artificial sweeteners aren't the best for me. I am later on going to make a podcast about the best sweeteners there are because I know I'm talking about all these other sweeteners, but I just wanted to do a Mythbusters on sucralose today. And next week we're going to talk about aspartame and saccharin. I may just post them all in one week. I don't know yet. But this is your girl, Jay Namar. This is Vegan on the Weekdays. And I'm so sorry to break the bad news to y'all, but I just really want to make a note. Let's start reading the back of our labels, and it's not just the full-on sugar, but anytime you see no sugar added or 0 sugar on your labels, or even less sugar than before, because less sugar really can be a mixture between sugar and sucralose, and it is no real sugar. It is, less sugar, and it is 0 sugar at the same time. That is the truth, but it's not the full truth. It's not sweetened with sucralose on the front. It's just not properly, you know, I would say it's factually put up, but it's not truthfully put up. But also, I will also say this: that is them doing their job, and I don't blame a single person because at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of jobs out there, and people need to make that money. And it's up to us to look at the back of the labels and see what's best for you and what's not best for you. So again, don't point a finger or talk about a system. I'm not even pointing a finger at these artificial sweeteners because I'm pretty sure in the beginning phase of their creation, they probably had great intentions. But now we know. So this is your girl Jay Namara. This is Vegan on the Weekdays, and today we just busted the myth on sucralose. I think I'm gonna start just putting that up every time the myth wasn't right. But peace, love you guys. I pray that you guys have an amazing day today. Pray that God just surrounds y'all with just the best things in the world and just shows out in His love in y'all's life. Y'all have a great day.